So this is your first time
First time.
on the ship since you built it.
And it wasn't no, say, easy job, with getting that hose through in the double bottom where I worked. It was just something.
And you were inside the ship,
Inside the double bottom, underneath this.
underneath the floor. Wow.
Really the hull of it, as you put it together.
Was there? You had to climb down steep ladders.
No, some people did when you go up on the ship, but mine was down below. So, but when I worked at Shipyard 3, that's when we climb up ladders and things like that, stairs and stuff. Yeah.
So that's where the welder would
The welder would come, and then we'd come and see, and then if it wasn't correct, then the inspector would come, and then if it's not good, then the welder would come back again. Then it would always have to be checked to see that it was well correctly.
So you basically came back behind them and checked what they did.
Yeah.
But you had an instrument, a very heavy instrument.
I got the weld off. I checked to see was the weld correctly, but then our inspector came by to see was there a hole in it. Okay. So it was three different
stages.
Yeah. It wasn't as big as that, the hose wasn't, but it was a little bit bigger than this, the hose that you had to carry.
The hose? You carried a hose?
Yeah, it was heavy,
Bigger than that rope?
Electric, you did it with the electric thing. You pull a gun, and then you chip it like that. Like if the weld was, well, if the weld was, I would say here, and not well good, but then you go behind that to see. And then somebody would come to check to see was the well good.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Yeah, it was just a projection just going on.
It wasn't cold out here.
No, I don't remember being cold. I might have been.
But what did you wear every day?
Just you really work clothes. I mean, you had to wear some really good shoes. It was really work clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, goggles, good helmets, stuff to really protect yourself with.
Yeah.
Goggles was one of the things you really, I didn't have goggles that much, but Liz had to have, everybody at Well had to have goggles, You couldn't even look at welding without getting your eyes all messed up. That's one thing that the welding did.
So Liz was a welder?
And I think her husband too, probably was. JB. Ray worked too. My sister-in-law, Ray worked too.
You said Liz? Elizabeth?
And Essa Ray. And Louisa. It was just a lot of people. A girl that I looked for to come at Rosie the Riveter, her name is Marguerite. She worked here too, but she didn't make it to the Rosie the Riveter, but she worked too. But it was a lot of people worked.
And you said when you came here, you went to the employment office to get your job.
And it was just no problem getting a job. I don't know how that happened. But you didn't think you never even thought you were going to get a job. You just came to get a job. You know you're going to be working. Yeah. And I think you can think about how kind of did this. It had a hospital. That. That was some.
Oh, it's an amazing legacy.
Really, way all this transpired and quickly, and people came together to just do that.
Yep, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, and that was something. And I think about now, Richmond have one hospital. That's kind of. And I think about now, what if Standard Oil just explode here?
Which let's not hope that happens.
Hope that better not happen. But we do need another hospital. This is just amazing, because at that time, you just, I guess with so much going on, you just didn't think about it as now as much as you think about it then, because there was so much going on. I guess it was. People couldn't really, I guess it was such a dreadful time with the war going on.
It was dreadful, but it was also exciting.
It was really very exciting.
Because you really felt like you were involved in something big.
Yeah, and really did. And then too, since it wasn't here, we couldn't really visualize it like it just really was when it first happened in Pearl Harbor. I was in Arkansas at that time, and I couldn't visualize Pearl Harbor being so far away. It just seemed like it was just way away. And then all of a sudden we came to California, and all the ships and all the things that was going on. And then the night that the lights went out at all the shipyards, and they thought the Japanese was coming. That was frightening. That was very frightening.
Wow.
And everybody had, really green, dark shades at the window. So they pulled the shades down and all that. Police was there to do that. And everything was dark in Richmond because they thought the Japanese was coming. But this is really, really something. I have always wanted to see this victory ship because they talk about it all the time.
That was a scary day.
Yeah.
You heard about Pearl Harbor on the news? Or were you at school?
At school. But we knew it was serious, but not as bad as it was. It was, just millions and millions of miles away.
Yeah.
At that time, we didn't know it was going to affect us like it did. At that age and time and where I was at that time in my life and young, we just didn't know. My life in Arkansas was just not bad. I mean, I had a beautiful life. And I mean, our family did. And it was some incident that happened that was so unpleasant. But that happened. But I do think of that. But other than things, and we worked and all that and did well. And didn't even know we were poor and had all the farm and all the kids and all the snow and walking to school. So my life in Arkansas was totally beautiful. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. It was, and we made our clothes and stuff like that. And our white community in our town was, they were good people. I mean, truly, I can think of that, all that. And my brothers all worked and had a good time, danced.
Tell us about the time when you first came to Richmond from Arkansas. How did you come?
Well, we came by train, and everybody wanted to know did I come on the Kaiser train. So everybody always asked it, and I always said yes, I came on the Kaiser train. But I really didn't come on the Kaiser train, but everybody always thought you did. But we paid our own way, and we came on a train that, I went to Los Angeles first, but it was like a troop train. Just nothing but Army soldiers and that kind of thing, like that. But went to Los Angeles first, then I came on to California. Then we got a place to stay for one night, like that, just a room. Then we all stayed with my brother Joe. He had one room, one bed, and we all used the same bathroom. And I guess maybe 4 or 5 people lived where we lived in that apartment. And as one person got out of bed and went to work, somebody else got in the bed, same bed, went to work. And then after a while, we did get an apartment.
In the canal.
In the canal.
Yeah.
And then everybody lived together. Then my cousins all came from Houston. We lived together, bought food and worked and all that. And everybody was pretty healthy and just, family time. It was just still lived that really same kind of life we lived, not having 3 or 4 bathrooms and, everybody used to shower. And it was just okay. We didn't know that all the bright lights that we know now. So it was just really comfortable living, buying all the food and cooking and all that. And we had a hard place, so the cooking really wasn't so great. But now where JB and Ray lived, they had her stove, gas stove. They had a nice big stove. We had a hot plate, and it worked okay. One shower. It worked okay for everybody. And my cousin all came from Houston. We lived together. Then they moved down the hall from us. They worked and went to school. And when the war was over, they all went back to Texas and stuff. Well, that was in North Richmond where we lived in this house. The fleas ate you up. It's just one of those things. But you lived through it. But it was fleas, stuff like that. And my brother Joe had the apartment. Then my husband got one room for us, but I was so spoiled. I would not stay in that one room.
At the 2-bedroom apartment, everyone from Arkansas
Yeah,
started
they were
coming.
here. It's just that, whoever had a place to stay, that's where they went. And then, then my sister lived back of us, Liz, and, and people that we knew lived near us and all that, yeah. Yeah. And then when my cousins came, they got an apartment. And then when we shot, we had to have 2 great big baskets, cooking and all that. So,
It's a lot of people.
yeah. I never even gave a thought that that's how I didn't know about the housing thing when we got ready to buy a house. I never bought a house before, and I didn't know it was complicated with discrimination to do that until we tried to buy a house. And we didn't know how it went until we was doing this.
What happened?
Well, the man that went to the bank. So he said, now, you're not making enough money to buy this house. But we're going to let you have this house for the fact that you save money every month the same. So that's how we got this house, our first house. And then we had to have a second on the house for $8 and something. But we got the house because we had a regular saving and that kind of thing. But at that time, it never dawned on me how that went. But that is how it goes. But we were lucky to do that. And then as time went on, but the fact that we were kind of ambitious, we were still able to borrow money. And that was not easy, to get the money to continue to buy something. That's today is still going on. It's not easy. I mean, that good credit is better than money. Or how that is. So that's how things was just beginning to fold up. And then that's how you began to know how things go. And I mean, it was good to know how things go, because even today.
Well, after when the war ended, and you lost your job, or how did that happen?
Yeah, that was. And I mean, my husband went on down to someplace and he picked berries or did something.
Did farm work.
Yeah. And then my cousins did too, and everybody just did that to make it. And then on top of that, when the war was over, my mom thought everybody was going to come back home. And she said, everybody's going home. My brothers and their wives and everybody, she just assumed that was going to happen. So my husband said no, and her children said no. But, she was taken back. Because my mom was that kind of person and everything. But, I mean, she reconciled to that, right away and all that. So she just said, well, that's it. Because she had her husband back in Arkansas, and she knew she was going to, because she was out here all the time anyway.
So Will Wright never came out?
He never came. But Mom was in California. She came before Jeannie was born and all. She knew she was coming then. And then after that, she was back and forth and all the time. And then later on, she decided that she really wanted to be buried here. And then later on, she decided to sell her house and all that. It was a long time before she decided to do that. But when she got tired of going to Arkansas every summer, and one summer she went to Arkansas and she broke out with heat, and she tried to have a garden, and she just couldn't take that heat no more. So after that, I think she was beginning to dawn on her, I can't do this. So I think after that, she decided to sell the house. And then I think I mentioned before, when Miss Essie died, she could see how easy and nice that was to be buried in California. So that's when she decided to be buried in California. That it worked out real nice and stuff like that. So she told Lad Dean that she would be buried here. So that's the way that took place. So it was a trying times all the time. And it was life itself, and all of that was just, all of it was good. It was, I don't know, maybe we didn't even know the bad stuff. We didn't know it could come along and all that, but I guess when you're young, you can't think of that. I mean, we were pretty happy people, because all my brothers and sisters, it made a difference with all of us being here, and the family. And it makes a difference with me now that everybody's here. When my sister-in-law said, her nephews and all back in, Texas and stuff, I know she misses that. Mine's are here, and that makes it, my life more beautiful. Yeah, when went there, it was like in the evening when I went, stuff like that.
You went to Contra Costa College, which was right over here next to the canal projects. Wow.
Yeah, for typing and that kind of thing, what I did. Yeah. And later on, I went to, when I went to LVN schools out in Berkeley and that kind of thing.
Okay, so you became an LVN.
Went to, I can't think of the school, but anyway, Herrick was our hospital that I trained at. same old Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I worked at Children First. Well, that was my working thing at Children all the time. Then I had two, we had a business.
And then what is it when you go to restaurants and you're paying? What do you say?
No bill, no drinks on my bill.
No drinks on your bill.
Right. That has always kind of been my thing about that, because people just don't know how to do that. And it was always for the fact that people just don't know how to do it. Even at that time, and I think I learned a lesson from that early in life, where people got more than one drink, and from that you could see you can't do this no more because they don't know how to treat you. So you said, well, eliminate all the drinks, because some people didn't give a darn, they'd get two. The moment they come in the world, and all the glory they give, is nothing good more than the glory of God in our lives. We must always remember the poor and the needy, and
So,
always
Willie
help
Mae,
each other.
what are some other things that you live by?
The family. Our family is most important. We have to remember that. And this is what we have. This is our legend, and take care of the family. And my other legend is, think about all the things in our family. Things that reflects on a family. It reflects everybody. It has a far-reaching effect on the whole family forever. And we have to always protect that. Always just don't take it for granted. And love one another. And that's most important.